Hey guys, let's check this morning view. There we go. Right on Lake Superior. Good morning, everybody. First night inside the hot tent. Overall, went pretty good. This propane is not lasting as long as I was hoping. I thought it went for like 7 hours, but even on low, it goes for just over 4 hours. So, I ended up using like 3 tanks of gas, and I can see the propane is flickering, so I think it's about to die. But overall, had a good sleep in here. Such a nice big place. The windows are letting some sun in this morning. They were covered in condensation, like wet dripping, so I took a face cloth and just wiped them down so it doesn't freeze. So I think I'm gonna get up, get dressed, and make some breakfast in here. It looks like I'm probably gonna need another one of those propane things pretty soon. Unless the cooking stove keeps it warm in here, we'll see. So here's my camp shelter area in the daytime, now that we got some light. This is the Cabela's wide door thermal tent. Ice tents usually have these skinny doors, but as you can see, it's got a great big door, which is a lot easier for bringing camp gear in and out, stuff like that. And over here on this little inlet, that frozen ice all over the rocks. So it's actually fairly mild. It's only -5, looks like. And I'm the only one here, of course. But we got this great setup. There's room for a lot more people here. Behind me, there's this huge loop around. There's more parking back there. So while we're set up, I think I'll go ahead and grab the Coleman, do a little breakfast in the hot tent. Looking pretty empty with all my stuff in the tent. All right, step 1. Let's get some coffee going. Now, generally the rule is you do not cook inside a tent, but I've been watching ice fishing videos, and it seems like in the winter in an ice fishing tent that is permitted. I mean, there's not so many animals out in the winter, and it's just too cold outside, and there's lots of room inside, so I can even feel some extra heat happening off of the cooking. I'll turn off the buddy heater even, save some propane. But yeah, I think in this case, we're gonna have to just go ahead and cook inside the tent where it's nice and warm and cozy. All right, we boiling. Turned off the buddy heater. It's very warm in here just from boiling that water. All right, coffee time. And I think for a simple breakfast, I'm gonna go with the oatmeal. So just gonna boil up some more water on the Coleman. Here's another look around the ice tent, this time in the daytime with some light. Got my camping table and stove. And across this end, got my big camp cot, puffy sleeping bag. That's a nice, good sized sleeping area too. And lots of room in this big tent. There's the little buddy heater. There's all the propane I went through already. More supplies, cooler. And there's the big wide door, which is a feature of this tent. All right, it's steaming hot oatmeal time. These little containers are a little bit wasteful and also a bit expensive for what you get, but I really like them because they're so convenient when you're camping. You don't have dishes to clean up, and if I want to have a bigger breakfast, I'll have it later once I do some camp stuff around camp. But it's a great way to start the day with some oatmeal and some coffee. It takes very little effort, not much cleanup, and it'll warm your belly. So there goes the last of my propane. I had 5. I used 1 setting up. I used 2 while I slept. I put 1 in this morning into the buddy heater, and then the 5th one's attached to the Coleman stove. So it looks like I need to find a Walmart or a Canadian Tire, grab a bunch more of these propanes. You've seen the inside of the ice fishing tent, so here's a quick look at the outside. This is the Cabela's thermal, meaning it's insulated, wide door, which you can see there, ice fishing hut. So we got the big door. We got this little window here. This is where I guess if you're fishing, you put your documentation to show you're allowed to be fishing. We've got these windows all around. To pop it up, we got these handy pull tabs, and this is kind of neat. And this pocket down here is the extra strap if you want to pull that out and anchor it to the ground. If it's like really windy or something, you can pull that strap and anchor the side so it doesn't pop. It's got this skirt around the bottom to keep the wind out. In case you're not aware, these ice fishing tents have no floor, which is different from a normal tent. There's grommets on the corners here, and it came with these big spikes for screwing your tent into the ice if you're actually on the ice. I just used tent pegs, and it was really hard to get them into the frozen ground. They didn't go deep at all, so I don't know. We got the bright, reflective safety colors so you can see it in the night. And then up here on both sides we've got these vents with a wire to keep it open. Here's more windows. Oh, and one other thing, I'm not even sure what it is. Over on this side down low, there's some sort of little ventilation thing that goes right in. Almost looks like an exhaust or something. Maybe if you have a diesel heater you use that. Put the tube inside, actually, that might be it. Oh, and this is nice too. It's got this really subtle Cabela's sort of stitching all throughout. But I'm pretty happy with it. It feels pretty nice and sturdy. It's thermal, so it's double layer thick, whatever that stuff is, polyester, vinyl, nylon. And as you saw inside, it's plenty of space. It's like a good 8 feet across. It looks kind of square. This is a 5-sided shelter as well. It's not 4-sided, it's 5. So you get even extra space in there. Thanks for watching. Please help support the channel and hit that like button and subscribe for more videos.